you want Ultron?
Do you want KSI?
Nobody wants KSI.
Hey, we'll have him on the podcast talk about AI.
I'm sure he'd be a great intellectual to have on the podcast.
Him and Elon Musk together. I don't know why, but it'll be funny.
You know what's funny? I've never seen those two in the same room.
They're the same person?
In 2017, when Facebook was trying to test this little research team, AI came up with its own secret language, and the researchers had to shut that shit down.
I saw that.
I
saw that.
It is quite scary.
Yeah.
But the truth might shock you. Let's get into it. But before we get into it, welcome to the podcast once more. Today we're going to be looking into a little bit deeper of a dive of the models of AI, the different uses of them kind of, and the ways they learn.
Okay.
Then we'll get into some freaky stuff.
I like freaky stuff.
Freaky, yeah. We'll see how much you like it once we talk about it.
Alrighty.
But what happened last episode, Rob?
Last episode, you introduced me to AI. I've never heard of it before. And kind of just general knowledge of everywhere it's being used.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, what else?
Yeah, it was a good time. And then following that episode, we actually had a guest come in for an interview. She was a cognitive neuroscientist about to get her doctorate or PhD. I don't know which one is which.
Same thing.
But she was a lot smarter than I am. So,
You just met her at the...
Yeah, it was my
that
first
hour?
time ever talking to this person. She was quite incredible and mind-blowingly intelligent about her topic and even AI. I also had no idea that artificial intelligence was a segment of cognitive science. I thought they were just like psychologists and stuff.
Two different things, but they're actually like implementing AI.
Yeah, it's like computers versus the human brain, except they link together.
Yeah.
Check out the episode to find out more. So yeah, it was a really cool episode. I learned a lot, and there's lots of stuff that I know you've seen the episode, but I want to talk to you about it too. You know,
No, act like I've never.
You've never
Who are
seen
you?
the episode? Where did you come from?
It was very interesting. A lot of stuff that I saw you were learning.
I was learning so much, bro. I was lost halfway through, and then I was like, wait a minute, I can ask questions. That's that's my whole purpose here.
Look like a confused student in class.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome to Keep It Simple. Starting off, that AI secret language I was telling you about, right?
Yeah.
So that was huge news.
Okay.
Because everyone gave the exact same tagline that I just let you guys know. Except that's not really true. It was kind of true, but like that's like
They try to make it more scary.
so much more scary.
Clickbait.
You know,
We should do that too.
That's actually what I was trying to do in the very beginning. I don't know how
We
that
still
worked
can.
out.
I mean, if they're watching this far, they got into the video.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate your baiting.
We can still use it.
So what happened in 2017? Facebook had its like little research team. They were using AI because 2015 is when all that ChatGPT stuff started, or that OpenAI stuff started. Everyone's getting interested into it. They realize they have the tools, they have the minds, they have the understanding, to the best of their knowledge. And so what Facebook was trying to do, it was trying to figure out a research assistant. And they're like, what happens if we make two AIs talk to each other? And the way AI works is pattern recognition, right? Essentially.
Yeah.
Especially the older, like the beginning AIs. So what they were doing is the AIs learn that they can transfer knowledge with like shortcut words, like keyword phrases.
Yeah.
So their conversations got shorter and shorter as they talked. So here's a sample from their conversation. So when one bot said, "Balls have 0 to me, to me, to me, to me, to me, to me," and the other replied, "UI, everything else." And the researchers shut it
that's
down.
not the one I saw. Okay.
Yeah, so that was like the original, like the actual chat logs.
Okay.
So the reason they shut it down wasn't because it was like dangerous. It was like coming up with like insane knowledge that no one could understand. It was just like,
They got worried.
yeah,
They
it
got a
wasn't
little
being
worried.
sneaky, bro.
Yeah.
It was just like, it found a way to optimize negotiation because it realized its person in front of it understood.
Yeah, like more efficient talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more efficient talking is one way to put
Yeah,
it.
like, they could use less words if you want to say it, whatever AI would call it.
Yeah.
Just a
Less
more efficient
tokens.
language.
Yeah, it was pretty silly, dude. But yeah, since they weren't they weren't talking to humans, grammar didn't matter for them to understand. So they were just like keyword, 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 keyword.
But like that was understood? That wasn't
Between AIs, yeah. I don't know how it was
but it's the same.
understood, but it replied with UI everything else. So I'm assuming it got something. But the researchers
That was the
decided-
only ones, and then they just like nuke the system so they could stop. Like that was the only convo at the,
Oh no,
at
no,
that time?
they had like a lot of conversations. That's
Okay.
how they ended up getting here because they were learning as they were like going through, because they were trying to make like a really good negotiator.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Negotiator.
I don't know what Facebook was trying to do, bro. They were
Yeah.
trying to do a lot of things. Well, everyone's been doing a lot of things.
Everyone,
It takes a lot of time.
I could use a good AI negotiator in
Exactly.
car sales, yeah.
See?
But not if they're talking like that.
Yeah, they need to use some good
Yeah, I'm
grammar.
looking for
They gotta
BMW.
pretend to be at least
I'm looking for a new BMW.
to me. But yeah, they were trying to negotiate in English. That was their goal.
And they
Wasn't
shut
doing
it
it.
down.
Yeah, they shut it down. They were like, "This is a waste of our time." The
Oh,
Zuck,
that's because they were scared.
they weren't scared of anything. They were like, "This is wasting our money."
Yeah, yeah.
Because when you have projects like that, especially in like a big company, there's a project manager that comes up to you and is like, "Hey,
Budget.
what are you doing?"
Yeah.
So yeah, that taught us a very good lesson, very important lesson.
Okay.
AI doesn't think like humans.
Yeah.
They look for the shortcut, for the pattern that gives them the answer the quickest with the least amount of effort.
The least resistance.
Yeah, that's kind of what humans do too, but it's trying to optimize for patterns and efficiency the most.
Yeah. The video I saw was a person putting basically two phones kind of next to each other with the AI that speaks. There's multiple that speak.
Yeah.
Like ChatGPT now speaks. And then like them just starting to talk, and it's like, oh, I'm an AI intelligence thing. Like I'm AI,
Mhm.
and then the other one's like, oh, I'm also AI. Would you like to switch to a more efficient language or a talking
What?
thing? And it was legit like cartoon level. It was real. It was like cartoon level, like beep bop boop beep boop, and then the other one responds, and they're actually
it's
talking like that.
gotta be a joke. There's
Yeah,
no way.
yeah. We should pull that up. We should we should watch that as a video.
We
No.
should definitely check that out.
Yeah,
Maybe do our own experiment.
we can.
Bring my laptop, see who has more computing power.
Yes. They start fighting.
You? Do you think there's AI racism between each other? Like, will
My-
Gork
my
hate on
AI is better?
ChatGPT? No, like AI supremacy
Yeah. No, I think they're all love. They
to
just-
each other, right?
Yeah.
For
I don't know.
I mean, if they're programmed to be.
Yeah. Or I'm gonna use this example: Vision and Ultron. Like, if one of them is like Gork, or what is that? What it's called?
Gork. I think you can call it something else. It's like Ari or whatever.
I'm calling Gork.
Gork.
Gork and like ChatGPT, like ChatGPT is like peaceful. Gork's just like, I'm out to kill.
Dude,
Yeah.
did you see the last interview with Elon and Joe Rogan? Elon Musk. Please reply to our Twitter message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that last interview where he was trying to use Gork, or what he called it, Ari,
Okay.
and he had different like mindsets, like I think it's like Madman or Gork or something, and they had like the unlicensed psychiatrist mode, and so it would have,
Unlicensed.
yeah, so it would have different like emotions and like mindsets depending on which mode you chose.
Yeah, like different characteristics
Yeah.
of like how it react.
Pretty
That's
interesting.
something we should test too. That'd be an interesting video.
Like what?
Like testing them to do different things, giving them same prompts, see what the different.
Oh, true. How
Answers
they
would be-
answer. That's a
yeah.
good point.
Also, that trying that with different AIs,
Oh, giving them like, hey, be mean.
just to be me.
be mean.
Oh, be mean.
Yeah, like be
Maybe, yeah.
rude.
Yeah, like comparing them, seeing which one's guess more realistic, or just comparing them, seeing what the difference is. But yeah,
That's a great call. That would be really fun.
Mhm.
It's a great episode
Yeah.
beginner idea, at least, you know?
if you'd like to see that, let's see 2 billion likes on the video.
I'd
And
be happy with 2,000. Something along
2,000, yeah.
those- Yeah. Well, you know, how do you think they actually got to this method of like actually developing? Because back when it first started, they were like, remember the Lisa chatbot we were talking about?
Yeah.
That was like the old school way of thinking, you know, where it was like, if this happens, then do that. So how do you think we got all the way here?
Just step by step, it just kept improving, trying to give it like a little more natural feeling, as human-like as it can,
Mhm.
like how AI responds now.
Yeah, with a little bit of
Yeah.
sauce.
Yeah. I don't think whenever they're like coding. I don't think they're just coding to be as efficient or like speak to it as efficient as you can, but trying to be like human like.
Mm.
You know, whenever those again those AI talking ones, it's trying to sound human,
Yeah.
not like just a voice, but the way it talks,
Yeah,
like
it
trying to
takes
be
like
nice.
breaths.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Sorry, I had a cough there.
It's like,
AI.
let me describe the rest of the sentence to you. I'm like, bro, calm down. But yeah, it's crazy
Just
that.
improvements over the years,
Uh-huh.
many years if you think about it.
Yeah, it's like 50 years?
Well,
70 almost? No.
there was a pause,
More like 50.
more of a pause there. It's
Mm.
not like we're always working on it.
I mean, technically,
There
we
were.
were always working on it, but they weren't always trying to work to make like an artificial general intelligence, which is still the goal of today's AI.
Yeah.
Nowhere near it, but we're still working on it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So super simple stuff. You know, as you just said, it was like what. But the funny thing is, like, if you look at the broader picture of what today's AI is, it's like comparing like a kid's like choose your own adventure book where like you go like from one to the next to
Yeah.
the next to the next and it's always the same. It's kind of still the same thing. It's got like a little narrow mindset. That's what they call narrow AI.
Interesting.
That is yeah, it's like it is made for an explicit situation and it needs like specific tasks and information to do what it needs to do.
Okay. Is that like why some of the AIs it's better if you're asking it a question, if you get as specific as you can, the answer will be better than if it's super vague.
Exactly, yeah. If you give it all of the bullet points that it needs,
Yeah.
then you'll get a way better answer. And
You said something like that, or you were telling me.
the prompting, yeah.
Yeah, where there's a prompt like how to format your question for the best results by AI.
You know what?
Let's get to
Since
it.
you brought it up,
Let's
I
make
guess
it simple.
we'll have to share the secret sauce of how you talk to AI to give you the best details.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
We're going to start off with a goal. You want to go on a hike, right?
Yes.
I'm an avid hiker, so I'll give you the best breakdown.
Is it okay if I'm lying?
Is it okay if I'm lying?
Both of us about hikes. Okay.
So you're going on a hike.
Mm-hmm.
You ask ChatGPT like, "Hey, I'm going on a hike. Find me a trail." It's gonna give you some random garbage. It might pull up with some fake hiking trail no one knows.
Yeah.
It might give you a 55-mile hike that's all across like the Californian deserts.
Yeah.
So you got to be specific.
Yeah. Technically, they didn't do anything wrong, but again,
Yeah,
you have to kind of guide it a little better for it to.
Yeah, it's like throwing a kid in an open like park. He's gonna run random directions.
Mhm.
But if you tell the kid like, "Hey, I want you to go and play on the swing set," his brain's gonna work and be like, "Oh, I should walk in this direction." You know? So that's what you got to do with ChatGPT and all these open, this generative GPT models. You know, the ones you can talk to and it talks back, text back. So what you do is you first give it a goal, like a specific goal, like
Find the hiking
give
trail.
me a list of hiking trails in my area
Okay.
that are this long and have a waterfall at the end of it. Like I want to go on a 4-mile hike. I want it to be a round trip, so it's 4 miles there and then it comes back to the parking lot. I'm not trying to walk back and see the same stuff. I want to see a waterfall and I want it to be within 50 miles of this location, which would be like your home location. You can also tell it of me.
Yeah.
And then you're going to hit enter. Not enter, sorry. You're going to do control enter. You need to add another line. The next line, you're going to tell it, make sure these are real hikes.
You have to do that?
I mean,
if you don't put that word, it's going to find you
it might bring up random garbage.
Just a fake location?
It could bring up like a hiking trail that existed 80 years ago or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe like a dirt biking trail that's not really meant for humans to go hiking on.
Okay, I see. Got to get even more specific.
Exactly. And you got to keep it simple what you're telling it to. If you want, you could if you want, you can get into like some real specifics of it, but like giving it direct direction, wow.
Direct directions?
Direct directions is the best way to go. So you give it its so you give it a goal, you give it its limitations, and then you give it a kind of like a backstory if you want. It's like, hey, me and my girlfriend are going on a hike. Me and my wife are going on a hike. We would love to see some beautiful nature. I would like this to be a shady hike. The sun gets really bright here in California, and I would love for this hike to kind of give us a cute spot to watch the sunset, something along those lines.
Okay.
And then that's about it.
Yeah.
You hit enter. That will give you the best chances of getting exactly what you're looking for. So scour the internet, check everyone's reviews, kind of what people think of it.
Really? You would do that too? Even reviews?
It should.
Interesting.
That'd
be cool if it did.
Yeah, if it was on the internet before whatever their last brain update was,
Yeah.
then it will.
Okay. But I see where you're going. I could already imagine getting really specific of saying it like supernaturally, like I'm new to hiking, a hiking trail that's not too steep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fat. I don't want to fall and die. So like not too long.
I want to go to a restaurant after, so I don't want to be too sweaty.
Yeah. But no, I could imagine that. And that's on the normal ones, or is that on the DeepSeek? You know, the one, or deep learning, the one that like takes like 10 minutes to load. Is that
No,
just...
you can do it on the normal ones.
Oh, really?
On the deep research,
Deep research. Keep switching
Twitter
names.
has it too now, or X. X is Gork. I'm sorry, Elon. I'll call it X for the rest of my
Twitter
life.
X
Please come to the
Gork.
con.
Yeah, Elon, we're waiting for you. Right here in the middle.
We'll hold hands as a trio.
Whole podcast, 1 hour.
Oh, my hands get sweaty. So yeah, the deeper models are available now, but you don't need to use them. The way you formulate this question is towards the regular models.
Okay.
The deeper ones are going to ask you more questions so they can like hit all their checkpoints.
Okay.
So whenever you ask, also it's free to use on Twitter.
Oh,
X, give it a try.
no. Oh, unlike ChatGPT's, right?
Correct.
They have to
Yeah,
pay.
ChatGPT's is still on the pro version now, so it's the $20 a month subscription, $25 I think recently. But it used to be on the $200 a month subscription, so
Well, they
Give it
lowered
a
the
try.
price, or it's on a different version?
it's on a different version.
Wow,
They give it
that's
to us peasants. And soon they're coming out with what they call ChatGPT 5 and ChatGPT 4.5.
Interesting.
Yeah. So 4.5 I think is supposed to be just this 4.0 model, so it's like really good at thinking and
Okay.
like having a conversation and doing general stuff. ChatGPT 5 is supposed to be able to incorporate all of their chat models together.
Together. Interesting.
So
that'll
like
be
just
the
one
cool
guy
version.
does everything. They're trying to get to that AGI, the artificial general intelligence.
Mm.
And that is literally the next step.
No one's achieved that goal, right? No AIs?
Definitely not. A lot of people seem to think that we're there where like AI is the same capabilities as a human, but it doesn't. It might be like really good at retaining information because it's literally cheating. It has the open book of
Yeah.
everything that's ever existed. But
We learned from the last episode that it's quite far from working how the brain works.
yeah, the brain's insane.
Yeah,
Man.
it's pretty cool.
I think to get to the point of AI being like the brain, we'd have to get to ASI, artificial superintelligence. But I'm getting
I don't know why I
ahead
thought
myself.
of artificial sexy intelligence for some reason. It's the first thing that came.
Trying to make it look like you, huh?
Artificial.
Super intelligence.
Okay.
So, before we talk about super intelligence, I got to tell you what AGI was. Sorry, I kind of
Slow me in,
speed
bro.
ran it.
Slow me. Yeah. Step
Keep
by
it
step.
simple, or
Yeah.
else we're gonna get confused. So,
AGI.
yeah, AGI is the next step. That was the original intent, the original goal in the 1950s, where they were like, we need a computer that can replicate the humans. And we didn't talk about this in the last one, but I found that it was like kind of funny.
All
So
right.
this idea came from a team of women called computers that NASA would use to do the physical math for their space launches. So you know like how we got to the moon the first time?
Yeah.
All the math basically was done by a group of women in a room, and they were called computers. And that's where the
They
name
made
of
the room look like a computer. It's like, here's the new 40 series. It's just
There
a
you
room
go.
of women.
No, so that's where the name of a computer came from. Like, you know the
What?
computers we have today?
Yeah.
That's where their name comes from.
How?
Because they would do computations.
Computations. That's crazy. Why were they all women? I'm not saying it.
Well, I honestly have no idea.
But all the women can't be in this room. They just. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it'd be like a group of like 40 really, really smart women.
I'm sure.
And
It's
while
not
like
simple
this-
math.
It's not simple
Yeah,
math at
of
all,
course.
yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So yeah, while the flight's like while the spacecraft's like in the middle of going to the moon or something, or in like Earth orbit, they're like, hey, we have to know what angle we have to approach at, how much thrusters do we use? It's like, you didn't calculate this before. It's like, we didn't know before. So they
We
would
didn't know
go,
we'll get this far.
yeah, exactly. He's like, I thought he was gonna die. So they would go to someone would run to those computers and be like, hey, yo, please, I need this.
There wasn't phones.
I'm sure there was phones, but they were like rooms next to each other.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
And so that's where the idea of artificial general intelligence came from. The guy was like,
Wow.
wait, if we have this, one day a computer is going to be able to do exactly what these people do.
Mm.
And
Now our phones do.
I mean, they don't do exactly what they do, but they are calculators.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it true that like our phones have more computing power than their computers in that day?
I think they had more computing power than all of NASA, if I'm being honest.
Who?
Our phone.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, at that time, yeah.
Yeah, it's like all of their entire little control center, including the rocket, were like.
Yeah, we could have just launched a rocket ship to the moon with
Just
our
an
iPhone, yeah.
Touch.
And then go back to scrolling on YouTube just right after launching it.
Yo, speaking of scrolling on YouTube,
Yeah.
you should watch our shorts. They're really cool.
Yeah, bite size, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
If you don't watch them, I'm gonna start turning them into clickbait too, so you can come watch the big episode.
I watched like some of the shorts of our first episode, and I'm like, we talked about this? Like, I don't know. I think my
awesome.
memory's that bad. Yeah, shorts are fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
I like watching our videos 8 times in a row to figure out what would be interesting to like the average person.
Yeah.
But hey, at least we've got tons of shorts in the pipeline.
Yeah, shorts are cool.
Yeah. So that was where it started. That was like way
Okay.
off topic. My bad.
Yeah. No, I learned something new.
Cool. Yeah. So that's where the AGI is. The goal is. So
Yeah.
it's the goal is to have an artificial intelligence that is exactly like a human. It has the same capabilities. It can think like a human, feel like a human, understand a human.
Feel?
Like sense emotions, like feelings is what I meant.
Okay.
So that's a good catch.
Yeah.
It,
That's interesting.
feel. So yeah, that was the goal, and that's what they were trying to work against. We are not there yet. People
Wow.
are like panicking. They're like, ChatGPT is basically like my uncle. But ChatGPT isn't doing any thinking. The goal of AGI is to be able to think for itself. What they do is they look for the patterns, as we've mentioned before. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They don't even know that they're talking.
Yeah. I mean, that really hit me. It's not like I was ever scared of AI. I'm like, takes over the world. What am I going to do as a normal human being?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that was just like without any research or knowledge. And then on the first episode, when he told me their accuracy level, I'm like, this guy
chilling,
stinks. Yeah. Like, what?
Dude. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's overhyped.
Mm-hmm.
But it is the coolest tool we have. One of
Yeah.
the coolest. Yeah, it's gonna help research. So, and then the goal with AGI, once we reach there, AGI. If we have AGI, all of these simple jobs are gone, bro.
Yeah.
There's not gonna be a point in having like, sorry to say this, but like
Humans.
any salesman,
Hey, come on, bro.
or like
sabotage.
insurance agents, or
They
cashiers,
can go.
or cooks,
They can go.
or
Cooks?
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. They just like make the perfect thing that fits a human palate.
Oh, that's actually a good point.
You said it. What did you
No,
mean?
because I didn't.
McDonald's worker just like
I was
slapping your meat
thinking
and
of
cheese.
McDonald's worker, but we're still
High end.
gonna-
Gordon Ramsay's. Gordon
Yeah,
Ramsay's
yeah.
restaurant, right? The AI is just like first takes a DNA sample.
of Gordon Ramsay.
No, of each customer. So
Oh.
it gets like with their, everyone's palate's
Just a little
different.
stab.
Yeah. Like if I smell vinegar, I want to kill myself. So, gets your palate. I mean, you can't really say that from your taste buds.
Mm-hmm.
And then the AI just like makes a concoction of like a unique food that's like
Like you're
the
gonna
most
love
perfect
this.
for you.
That's an interesting idea.
That kind of ruin life.
It would have definitely ruined life.
After one time, you're just like, where do we go from here? Like I ate the most delicious thing. But anyways, Cooks is interesting. I mean, I would have never guessed Cooks.
Yeah, I was because I didn't realize like cooking is more than just McDonald's chefs.
There's other places, you know that, right?
I've never been. Yeah, that'd be a crazy job to lose. But I feel like that, like creative jobs are something I don't think you'll take over.
Yeah. But then, like, I mean, it talked about like the music app, the Suno.
Ooh.
Brother, I haven't heard an actual human song in like a couple weeks now.
Really?
Yeah. All I'm listening to is my own made music like a weirdo.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Bro, you gotta
and-
share more songs with me. I haven't been listening to any music.
Yeah, bro, they're pretty good. There's some trash ones, but you know,
I mean, leave him out.
yeah.
Put a thumbs down.
But then like movies, I feel like there's like those AI videos that AI makes of not just like stealing videos of an ocean and putting it. So some are just stolen,
hmm
like that just
I think mostly they're just stolen.
yeah. But there's ones that create video, like ones that you post a picture and it makes a picture into a video of like picture of you and then it's like walking through a field, whatever. So it's kind of creating that, right?
It is pretty
Like
cool.
the moving thing. So because you said creative, so like I can imagine AI making a like
Film?
banger movie that's just like super.
Yeah.
It hits all the points of like everything.
I think that. What if you give AI a script, and it just makes the movie for you?
I bet AI can make a better script, bro.
Guarantee. Ooh.
I literally mean nothing. Like no human input. I mean the bare minimum. The bare minimum I put to make my music is make a song like this other song that I like. That's by a human being.
True.
And it just
Shout out to that human being.
yeah, and it just makes it that style because I like that style.
Yeah.
But I don't want to listen to the same song, so it would just match the
It's like a
vibe.
remix, but like better because it's actually a new song.
Yeah. So imagine asking AI, future one, not one now. That's a little more advanced, like an AGI. Keeping it simple. I'm even learning, and I'm dumb. But like asking it to like make a Christopher Nolan type film, and it's just like
Uh-huh.
it's like a movie like better than Inception.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Inception was insane.
Yeah.
I watched it on the plane once, and I was like, I have 4 more hours of this plane ride. I'm watching this
Real-
movie over again.
Rewatch the same. There's other movies on planes. There's
But it
tons
just,
of movies on
the
planes.
first time I saw it, I was like, okay, there's something I missed here because I still don't understand what the
It
whole
is that
point
type of movie. No,
Yeah.
I don't blame you. Tenet. Have you seen Tenet?
We
Getting
watched
off
it
topic.
together, yeah.
We did. I keep forgetting these things.
I think you've watched it like 19 times now.
You
haven't
have to though. And with like 14 YouTube videos on it, still don't understand it fully, but it's interesting.
We gotta ask ChatGPT to explain.
Oh,
Tenet.
it will explain it so well. I'm sure it will.
Do you think it can watch it forwards and backwards at the same time?
Yeah, real quick.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We
Back
can't-
on topic.
We gotta
keeping
gotta
it
stay
simple.
simple. This is too complicated.
You
to
said about
random.
you won't believe AI can take creative jobs. That's how we got here.
Yeah. So I feel like that's the one thing that's safe, but at the same time,
Not really.
but then it's not safe.
I think, not to cut you off, but I think people would be like, a lot of people would be like, oh, this is missing that human aspect of it. There's no love in there.
I don't feel the sass.
Yeah, I would not care. If it's a banger, I'll watch it or I'll listen to it. Like, I would not care if it's not made by a human.
I think the only time that kind of thing would come into play would be like 20 years down the line after it got introduced, and everyone's like, guys, we're watching the same movie over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
yeah. Like us in 20 years.
Yeah,
We used to watch movies with real humans in them.
I'll have you know, we had actors back in my day.
Yeah.
But you know what would be cooked?
Chefs?
ASI.
Oh.
Artificial
Oh.
superintelligence.
The sexy ones.
That
Okay.
is
Yeah.
that is like the most. I've been thinking about this at night, almost every night.
What, like, fear-wise, or what do you mean?
Just like the actual insanity that an artificial superintelligence would be.
Okay.
Because what it is,
I'm only understanding it as, you're saying like much cooler, make it more simpler.
okay,
From-
so what
How is it more powerful?
So what ASI is the concept doesn't exist.
Okay.
Hopefully like at least 50 years to never years away.
Okay.
So it is the concept of an artificial intelligence that is superior to the human mind and thought process and logics.
So even
Like exponentially
Better than the brain.
better than the brain. So it can grow itself, or it can grow and like increase its own potential, it can come up with its own problems and solve them and figure out all the things. And that would all happen like instantaneously because the fact. Sorry, there's a lot of intensity
Fear.
in my heart. And it would be able to grow itself to a level and at a speed that like nothing can match. Like let's say China shoots a guy ICBM,
Yeah.
like at the super intelligence that's like
You
right
turn
here in
back.
the US. Yeah, it would be like, oh, that's something I can't counter at the minute. Like 10 seconds later, it's like, oh, okay, it's gone. And it's like, okay.
Okay, that doesn't sound as cool as AI movies.
It does
of the
not
age.
sound like
It
cool.
doesn't sound as fun
Yeah.
as the.
Like Terminator made it sound cool because it's like, wow, it's like this thing that grows to an uncontrollable thing. But it'll just be like instantaneous.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Like Ultron.
Like Ultron.
Yeah. So
Ultron was way cooler than what I'm imagining too, yeah.
Yeah, he was cooler, killing lots of innocent people. It's so sick. Dropping a meteor to kill all of humanity.
It's not that bad. It's just a city. It was just... He was stopped, right?
Yeah. Except we don't have those things in real life. The other things in real life.
Yeah.
Like the
Hey, you
superhero
never
part.
know.
Well,
What
we
if-
have Iron Man. Elon Musk.
Please join the podcast.
Yeah. Because, keeping it simple, so AGI would be like Vision.
Uh-huh.
He was more directed, had a guide.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was protecting.
Tony did a good job.
Yeah, I'm sure he had maybe the ability or like the power in him. Like, I don't know how to say it. That he could have taken over, like, let's say, the internet or been as smart as Ultron.
Yeah.
Ultron was just with no boundaries.
Mm,
So that's why. That
makes
reminds me of ASI.
that is definitely an ASI.
Yeah.
Because
That
he
doesn't-
was able to create himself to be bigger and bigger.
And yeah,
and
it
bigger.
just grew. Or like in an instant, he had control of all of internet or anything that's connected to internet and all knowledge.
That's pretty much
and
everything,
everything.
these days.
Yeah. So that seems kind of insane.
It is. But now let's say these are good ASIs, AGIs. They're like nice. They're like living amongst us. There's a Rafa ASI. He's super beautiful, you know. He's a great guy. He's very friendly. Blah blah blah.
It's a fat ASI. But you're saying like an AI or like a robot?
Like a robot,
Okay.
like an AI in a human's body. It has consciousness because it can think and develop its own thoughts.
Like Ultron. I keep
Let's
going
say
back
it's
to
Vision. Let's say it's Vision.
Vision's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Okay.
He's an okay person. He does his task. He's helping grow humanity. He like cured cancer in the first week he was existing.
Yeah.
You know, would you give him rights? Would he deserve rights?
No, getting into craziness. He has his own consciousness.
He
Fully
feels
sentient.
emotions. He
Has emotions.
reciprocates emotions to you as well.
In real life, I can't imagine just an AI having emotions.
It's like just me or you,
Yeah,
except
I
he has a
imagine.
robot body, and is like way smarter than both of us combined, times 10.
Nice. His rights. I mean, that's a conversation with the big boys.
It is.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's a conversation that they're gonna mess up for like the first 50 times, and then get it right. Probably never. Yeah.
By the time they try and get it right, it's too late.
Yeah. I mean, like, so after they're made and they're fully conscious, like,
Yeah,
no,
because
they,
there's like
they can't be
multiple
changed at all.
companies. What do you mean?
Their settings.
I mean, well, the idea of an AGI would be that it can grow, kind of.
You're saying grow, but then you're saying it's like instantaneous because you know
So
everything happens just.
an ASI would be. ASI could grow itself. An AGI would be able to reason for itself, so it can make its own decisions.
Say that again.
So the AGI, artificial general intelligence, would
Okay.
be able to reason for itself. Like it would make its own decisions based on its own thoughts.
Okay. And then ASI would not.
I mean, the ASI would be able to grow itself mentally in every capacity, and it would also be able to make its own decisions, I guess.
But just at a crazier level.
Yeah,
The ASI doesn't sound fun.
ASI is just like,
Let's get to AGI and be like, we're done.
I like that plan.
We're chilling.
Yeah,
Yeah, they could just those workers that make the. Yeah, you could be like, all right, we have enough money. Just go chill.
I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
They're just gonna
People are greed,
Yeah.
but also, speaking of greed,
Yeah.
what if we had a politician AI?
It's like I could be. He's his settings are max greed, max lying. Like he's like set up like that.
Okay, that's one way to think of it,
Yeah.
like a typical politician.
Yeah, that's why if you give it that setting.
But I mean, like, what if we had an AI that was our president?
I mean, that
So it would make
would be wonderful.
I just want to state that I wrote.
That what?
I just want to state that I watched the Joe Rogan podcast a week after this episode's like the idea came to my mind,
Yeah.
and I was so happy to learn that that Elon Musk is like, he thinks, not to glaze him, but he's like, there's an 80-20% chance that AI is the good guys, or AI is like good AI.
Oh, so he switched his mind?
Well, he thinks there's a 20% chance that everyone dies like instantly.
Well, hey, I'll take that chance, bro.
It's way better than I was
80-20 is
expecting, right?
great, bro.
Yeah.
No, my point is like, I don't know if it was the first time, but the first couple times when he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and that one time where he's like, "We have to stop this now." Like he's like,
See, that one was a little sketchy.
yeah, it was like shaking in his boots. He was so scared. Like, Joe, Joe, stop laughing and put the cigar down. We're gonna die.
Put the weed away.
Yeah.
That was a funny episode.
But now is the view changed?
I feel like
Not view, but like research and
if
everything.
you think about it, the 20% chance that all of humanity and consciousness is wiped out of the existence is a little bit scary. You ever gambled before?
Not with 80-20 odds. Those are great odds.
Yeah, but like let's say I had like a little spinning wheel here.
Yeah.
There was a big green portion that
80% of it.
was $80 million.
Mhm.
Small 20% portion that was insta-killed and everyone you know and love is evaporated.
Okay.
Do you spin that wheel?
Are they around me? Do they see that I'm about to spin the wheel?
No.
Because if I do, we're all evaporated and then we're fine. But if I win it, then everyone's happy.
Oh.
And they're like, "How'd you win?" I'll be like, "I bet on green." At the roulette, it was really low chance.
I just bet on one number 8 times in a row.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that's kind of different because, like, Elon Musk saying that 80-20, it's not like our choice. It's being done. It's going to be done, right? Like, it's going to keep growing. They're going to improve AI. But those odds make me feel safer.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Feels way more relaxing.
Yeah. You can sleep at night? No?
I've been sleeping like wonderfully, if I'm being honest. Tempur-Pedic, I think it's called. I don't know what the bids you call, but like the really weirdly.
Yeah.
If you jump on it, you break your back. If you like lay down relaxing you, it's enjoyable.
Really? Is that their advertisement? If you jump on our beds, you'll break your back. Sponsor us, Tempur-Pedic.
Yeah, it's actually a sponsor of today's episode. Just kidding. We're sponsored by BMW.
Don't you wish?
But yeah, AGI, ASI, crazy stuff.
KSI.
KSY, KYS. Which one was his name?
That one. It's KSI.
But yeah,
AGI. I want to see that. I want to interact with it.
I'm glad you want to because it's coming up.
Yeah.
I feel like we're like 5 to 10 years away from KSI.
He's here. KSI's here is making vids with Logan Paul.
That's horrible. It's the worst collaboration. We're 5 to 10 years away from AGI.
Okay.
I'm
Isn't that
assuming
much?
quantum computing.
Isn't that like much earlier than people thought? Like people thought it was gonna be like decades away.
I'm not a professional. I'm just a random guy
That watches YouTube videos.
and likes to keep it simple. Well, I like doing research on like actual research papers as well because I feel like that's more enjoyable.
Well, YouTube videos are better.
They're better.
AI made YouTube videos about AI.
Asking AI about AI is
Yeah.
very fun. But AGI is the next step. It's like guaranteed basically to happen.
Okay.
A lot of people say it's like 10 to 20 years away, like actual professionals. I feel like it's less.
Yeah, I trust you.
Because were they considering that quantum computing would generate a brand new form of matter, state of matter?
Yeah,
don't
we
think
saw
so.
that. Yeah,
So I feel
that's
like
going to be accelerated
it has
by a lot of years.
because that's kind of quantum computing is going to be leveraging like the level of awesomeness that AI needs to actually work.
Yeah.
So it will give it a far, lots of random words, exponential growth in its capability to think, but it will still be like a narrow AI.
Okay.
Just because I feel like for AGIs we need to have a better understanding of like neuroscience and cognition
Of the brain.
Of the
Understand the
brain.
brain even more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it would just be, when you're saying with the quantum computing, it would just be ChatGPT 86.
Yeah.
Just a much more better.
Much more better for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be like just way stronger. And there's like,
But it won't be an AGI.
it will not be an AGI. I mean, just because you have a faster computer, are you a different computer?
If you buy a different computer, I don't know.
That was a bad analogy. Just because you buy,
Are you a different computer as a person?
like, just because you have a faster PC, does that mean you're a better player?
No.
Exactly.
Sometimes, if your frames are low.
I mean,
Hey, we're getting specific? We get specific.
you know, I'm losing the stable. Let's say,
Okay.
I feel like it's the only analogy I can think of. If I give you a better gaming chair, are you suddenly a better player?
If it gives me less back problems, I'm less focused on my back pain. And I'm
Right, let's say
focusing-
you've just sat down.
instant pain. Just, ow, this chair sucks.
You know what? AGI is never coming to us.
Yeah. Because
Not
you
not
didn't.
because of Rob.
Yeah, because I broke every single example you gave.
But yeah, what do you guys think? I feel like it's right around the corner and it's
That'll be
super
cool.
exciting.
Yeah.
It's also a little bit scary because I feel like it could take my job.
Probably.
Yeah, right?
I think it's taking your job before my job.
Good point.
Right? Because you said, isn't mine more on AGI? The feelings, this, that.
Kind of. But then Tesla's replacing salesmen entirely with its online
They already
website
have.
sales. Yeah.
Have you ever been to a Tesla thing?
No, I try and stay away from those. It's like against my religion.
BMW doesn't let you.
It's in the contract.
Yeah. So you go on the website and it says like, oh, this is the sell price. This will be how much it will be a month.
Yeah.
You walk into a Tesla dealership or store. Some even call it dealership. A Tesla store. The worker comes with you, goes on the same website with you, and just so yeah, like there's no selling.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I asked like the worker one time. I wasn't buying it, but I'm like, oh, can you lower the price? He's like, that's it. Like I'm just typing this for you. I don't
There's
do it.
no negotiation.
Yeah, I don't do anything.
That's actually kind of cool.
So yeah,
Uh-huh.
and they have the most sales. So yeah, I can probably take my job. Much easier.
I feel like the regular narrow AI is going to take most of our jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Is your job okay? Do you feel like it's coming around the corner? Do you want ASI? Do you want Ultron?
Do you want KSI?
Nobody wants KSI.
Hey, we'll have him on the podcast talk about AI.
I'm sure he'd be a great intellectual to have
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Him and Elon Musk together. I don't know why, but it'll be funny.
You know what's funny? I've never seen those two in the same room.
They're the same person. They're slightly different colors.
Like, I don't know, it's slightly. But okay. We've gone over like the types of AI, right?
Yeah.
We've gone over the models.
Mhm.
That's the boring stuff. Let me talk to you about
Pretty
theory.
interesting.
I mean, it was really interesting, but that's like the basics. Let me talk to you about another theoretical thing.
I like those.
What about theory of mind? So an AI that is essentially your therapist and has 100%. So sorry. This is a theory of an artificial intelligence that can 100% understand and react to your emotions and your like experience. They could share the experience with you essentially.
Share the experience with me.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of experience? Therapist wise?
So like, let's say me and you are having a conversation.
I tell you something sad and you experience that with me?
So I
like
can
how
tell that you're sad.
Okay.
Like, you know how you say, get out of here, or get out of here?
Yeah. It would understand the difference?
It would understand the difference. That's the theory of mind AI. And that's something we currently don't have, even though people are like, oh my God, AI is my therapist.
Probably because it's a fake.
Yeah, it's literally just a Eliza chatbot.
Yeah.
You know, it's got its therapy questions ready. It understands the vibe. Here's the pattern.
Because AI probably understands what therapists do.
Exactly. Therapists don't do
Sponsored by therapists.
around the world.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
interesting.
kind of the next step. It would be like a level of a type of AGI that understands the emotions, its beliefs, and can have actual interactions with you and your intentions.
So would that one type kind of like be with you? Like it would have that saved data and like every time you
Yeah,
would
it would
speak
have
to.
to like grow on you as a person.
That's interesting.
So have you
Like
seen
an actual relationship,
an actual relationship? It would be like having
not
one
like
of
an
those.
intimate relationship.
It could be an intimate relationship.
Yeah, kind of for losers though. On the
Heavy.
low key, yeah.
Heavy, heavy losers or something.
Yeah.
But that's like the same thing as like Blade Runner 2047. Super cool movie. I like it because of the
Yeah.
things. It would be the same thing as that little girl that follows him, the hologram girl that follows him
Yeah.
around.
Don't say little girl. If you've seen the movie, you don't want to say little girl.
Why? I
Never
haven't
mind.
seen the movie.
I think you saw the movie.
I haven't seen the movie. I don't know what's happening. Is it the child slavery?
No, but becomes an intimate partner.
Oh,
Little girl.
not a
So
little
that's
girl.
right.
It's a grown woman.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be that kind of AI where you could actually like emotionally connect with it, grow a bond, and it would understand what you're saying in every kind of situation. It's not just reading your words; it's reading the way you're saying them and your emotion, like your expression. So it's getting understanding.
ChatGPT or the ones that speak they don't understand feeling?
They understand a pattern of words used when conveying a feeling, but they still don't have understanding of human emotion.
They don't? Really? Is that difficult?
It's really difficult, especially when you look at the different kinds of people. Like me and you are going to react differently
Yeah.
if someone like slaps us. Like the words that come out of our mouth are not going to be the same exact words, but it's going to be the same scenario.
Okay.
And an AI or a current AI would not understand like the emotion sometimes because like you're on my last straw, pal, and
And it's like, how many straws are there?
yeah, exactly, sure. Or like it's just not at a level yet of understanding that it can actually understand like how emotions work
Mhm.
and like understand the human emotions. Like it can't share an emotional experience with you, but it can like mimic.
Okay, that makes more sense. Do you think quantum computing is needed for that?
I don't think quantum computing is needed for that. I think a whole different idea of AI is needed for it.
A whole different type of AI.
Yeah, a whole like another level. Because pattern recognition seems to be working for like specific tasks, and machine learning's cool because it understands patterns that happen.
Yeah.
Super simple. But the human emotions are not simple. I still don't know what women are. I don't understand them.
Love you, Ange. Still confused. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
like even though they're like awesome and beautiful, human emotions are still very, very difficult to comprehend, even for most humans. So have fun trying to get an AI to understand what's happening.
Yeah.
And when you take into account the different cultures and ethics, the different cultures and ethics of like all the people that live in America on their own, it would be a insane experience.
Yeah, that's a lot of. That would be a lot of.
I agree with him.
Yeah.
He makes a great point. Speaking of human emotions, have you seen? So I've got a little video for you.
I love videos. It's like a teacher telling me you're watching a movie today. I'm just excited.
I don't have to sit here with a depressing conversation.
Yeah, I'll wake up now in class.
So we'll bring up the video here for you guys to see too, because we're not like those meanie podcasters that never give you visuals.
We just watch. We never show.
That's what they do in Joe Rogan, bro. I'm always so curious.
What do you guys? Yeah,
like,
can I be
show
in the
me.
same room, Jamie?
You have
please.
$1 bajillion.
Jamie, please.
Just turn the camera. So this video actually shows off one of the ways AI can fake emotions. And it's not really faking emotions here. It's faking a personality of a person. So these?
Sorry.
Let's watch the video.
Yeah.
You should always run fashionably late. It's your night.
You're so absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
How do I look? Am I all crammed ready to go?
Stepping up. Looking very
Okay,
sharp, Mr.
so-
Cruz.
I'm not.
I told you this before the podcast, but because I've seen a lot of deep fakes. I could tell that Tom Cruise's is from like eyes and neck and around the bone structure that it's kind of by his jawline it's kind of flickering and his eyes sometimes flicker. That I could tell like it's very good, but that's deep fake. I am not fully convinced that's Paris Hilton isn't thinged. Hers is it just looks, unless it's done a really good job, which means like a ton of pictures have to be manually put in for it to be deep fake.
Bajillion pictures of Paris Hilton.
Yeah, but it has to be put in though, like
for the
to
person?
deep fake. Unless there's like better deep faking now.
It
But
definitely
that
is
look too
better than
flawless. Like yeah, I'm not fully. Are you fully convinced, or do you have knowledge that both are AI?
Yes.
I mean, both are deep fake.
Yes. That video is by some random person who says deep fake of who was it? Paris Hilton and Tom Cruise. So
Hers, yeah, I can't. Hers is much more flawless than his deep fake.
dude,
It might also be that what they try to do for deep fakes is get a very similar head shape. Can't put like my head shape with like the skinniest person in the world, and then like
just like a flat head.
yeah, because it just won't look natural.
Yeah,
so
the
they try to
ratios are off.
match even the head shape. Nothing else really matters. Just head shape, like jawline, and maybe her head shape is exactly like Paris Hilton's. That the deepfake is perfectly capturing where her head is, and putting in at all angles. But hers looks flawless. Like the eyes don't look weird. They're not flickering.
I mean, maybe if it was a closer up image, but I get what you mean. Yeah.
But do you agree that hers?
It looks
if
good.
it's both
I don't
deepfake,
see
but-
Paris Hilton often, if I'm being honest. So it
I
could
don't
not
either,
even
but
be
as a
her
human
voice,
being,
but
as in like
it
it,
looks like
doesn't
a
look
human
weird.
being,
But
yeah.
Tom Cruise's, you could tell or no? It's
I can
good.
tell from this area of his face and
Yeah.
the fact that his face is white while his neck is bright red.
Yeah.
So that was really cool though. Like
yeah, it's very
it's at a
well made.
level that I was not expecting, and I'm sure we've all heard those like voice imitations too.
Yeah.
So that's a great use of AI.
See, bro, making a movie, bro, would be easy.
I
Like
mean,
for AI.
yeah, but
Not
then for this, you'd still need
Actors?
you'd still need actors to play the roles, or at least to do the movements.
That's true. Might be better for movies that use like those mocap suits or whatever it is to put it on whenever they're CGI,
the green
so it
ones?
matches it. Yeah. This like the better AI gets, be cheaper. Like for
True, you could use
Those-
a random guy.
things, yeah.
You'll
Off
have
the
to-
street. Hey,
Hey,
you
almost
want me
man, you
Tony
wanna do-
Stark? Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hollywood's definitely gonna use some dead people in their movies.
That'd be cool, right? For movie
No,
voice?
not
Why?
at all.
That'd be sick.
That's horrible.
For who?
That is.
Their families will get paid. Or no one actually. I don't know. Disney not paying anyone.
They're not paying anyone.
Yeah. They'll be like, that's not Robert Downey Jr. That's Robert Calby Jr.
Actually, Robert Downey Jr. is our intellectual property, therefore he's ours to
yeah.
use as we please. No.
Disney would.
I don't think I'd trust any companies to be doing that.
I mean, they made the holographic. This has nothing to do with AI, but they made the holographic of Tupac like 8 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, Michael
Like-
Jackson like that too.
Yeah. And it looks great.
It looks great.
For like, you could tell it's holographic, but
Like maybe
still
for a
looks good.
one-time thing, but making a movie about with a dead person, it's really weird. I feel like it's really messed up, and that crosses like an ethics boundary that we shouldn't be trying for.
But if it makes you money,
That's I'm kidding. That's how,
I mean,
he's gonna cause World War III. I guarantee it.
But he might, like, if you watch a movie
Uh-huh.
and actors that you feel bad, that's
About what?
like, oh, I don't want to watch this movie. That actor died.
Okay, that's a different thing because it's old stuff. Making new stuff of showing that person doing stuff that they've never done before, I feel like is weird and messed up.
I'm not talking about like Marlon Brando, like Godfather actor, like as Iron Man, just starts flying around.
I just like making new stuff
Yeah.
with of a dead person when they're dead is weird.
Listen, buddy. I'm just saying I'll watch it. I'm not saying I agree with it. It'll be
You'll
pretty
watch
cool.
anything
Maybe
from
I'll
Disney.
agree with it, actually. Like Godfather 4 comes out.
Uh-huh. Is he dead?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Sorry, I didn't choose.
You picked the wrong choice.
Yeah.
So it's
The
complete-
video.
The video.
good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
There is a in the MIT Museum in Boston. There's actually a whole like little fun game they have going of detecting deepfake videos and regular ones.
Interesting.
I did really well.
Wow.
I'm sorry to throw you under the bus like this, but my girlfriend did maybe 50-50
She
at best.
tried her hardest.
She did. But it shows that. Well, also it was really hard to tell. You
Yeah,
have
I'm
to
sure.
like, be like you have your
I'm
eyes
falling
have
for
to be
this.
looking like this.
I'm not. I don't even fully believe you. Stop. About the Paris Hilton part.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's so easy for AI to pretend to be human. Well, I mean, this is just mimicking another human's face onto things, so it's a little different. But there's like videos of Trump saying things that he's never said, or Trump and Joe Biden like making out, or
Yeah.
him and Elon. It's so weird.
Those are great.
It looks
It's
so
weird.
realistic in some cases,
Yeah.
but like just the fact that it exists is like
Yeah, and their voices too, like the ones that can easily mimic their voice.
yeah, like the Minecraft server of Obama and like Joe. Yeah, I
Joe
love
Biden.
those so
Yeah,
much.
that's sick.
But yeah,
Interesting direction we're going to, but I don't think we're getting to a level where you can't tell. Well, that becomes a scary part. If someone's trying to influence, you know,
like
a lot of
presidential
people.
election or something along those lines.
Yeah, and a lot of people, I guess,
The next
not
one's
our
gonna be
age
crazy.
doesn't have our knowledge about deepfakes, and they're just like, Joe Biden's playing Minecraft.
He's wasting my tax dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff. Luckily, we're not at the level yet.
80-20.
Yeah. 80-20.
Yeah, the Elon thing.
Oh, the level. Yeah. Luckily, we're not there yet.
Okay.
And AI can barely detect sentiment, like happiness, sadness, and stuff, but it can't have a real emotional understanding. And these little replicas, like if they like happen in real life, it'll be really easy to tell. Like let's say there's a robot that's pretending to be a person. At this point, you'd be like, this is like the weirdest person I've ever met,
Yeah.
or it's an actual robot.
I feel like I met a couple people like that already in my life. Interesting.
I feel like most videos of Elon in the beginning are like of him at the beaches like that.
Elon should make a video of him saying something like absurd. Not like bad, but like something absurd that makes no sense, but it's actually him. Like, yeah.
They'll
And trick people.
No, everyone will believe it. They'll be like,
Yeah,
"What you
actually.
said?" And he'll be like, that was AI. Why would I say that?
Oh, he covers it like that. Is it because, I mean, realistically, feelings are a very complicated thing.
Mhm.
Emotions are very complicated. Other than just a smiling grin means happy or whatever it is. Like, it's more complex than that.
It's way more complex. Yeah, it's there's a lot to go into understanding a human being, and the computational power necessary to speak to you alone is insane.
Yeah, we need some 50 series.
I don't think the 50 series is doing too hot right now, dude. AMD released their stuff, and Nvidia stock went down by another 5%.
Okay, 60 series. We're
There
waiting
you
for
go. All right. We've gone through emotionals. Now let's talk about the self-aware AIs. So this is the concept. Wow.
getting into Ultron. Sorry.
Getting
Go
into
on.
Ultron.
Yeah, this doesn't sound fun.
Where they understand that they are an artificial intelligence and you are, in some cases, an inferior life form. So this would be AI that thinks, questions, and makes decisions independently.
Oh.
So like that super intelligence I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And AGI can somewhat get to this level as well, because that's what the whole point would be, you know, to have like a researcher assistant that can like logically think through things and kind of make its own decisions. Okay, my TV just started. Very cool. Thank you. Much appreciated, Sony.
Small technical difficulties.
Yep, let's just turn that back off.
So you're saying how I see that again is like going back to things I understand. Vision understood he was AI, but it's not like again he didn't want to grow or anything like that. Like an ASI is how you're explaining it, like Ultron.
Uh-huh.
Keep going. It's the only best example of AI is from
I feel like it is.
Avengers. Yeah.
There's like cool like older movies where like AI was like really popular to like use as the villain, like Ex Machina and The Matrix.
Yeah.
But like that was like super dystopian.
Yeah.
Ultron was cool because we got to see really flashy things happen, and it was the rise of that AI instead of the AI's already destroyed the whole world.
Yeah, and if it like has no boundaries of what it can actually do.
Precisely.
And theoretically, if an ASI was real,
It would have.
technically it could do that.
That's
Would
the
it
whole
not?
point of it, yeah.
Not so cool. But I think again, it's just how you're saying it would be programmer coded like
Uh-huh.
Vision. Vision knew he was AI, but he knew he had what his purpose was, like, and what he had to do, which was like assist Tony Stark in this
Yeah,
and
it had
that, or
his
whatever
base
it is.
goal.
Yeah, and was to follow his orders. And if like, unless Tony Stark told him specifically like, protect this or guard this or do this in general,
Mhm.
like it was still advanced AI where it would understand like it wouldn't need super specific things, like you know.
Yeah, like super specific directions. It didn't have just one goal. It was able to do everything.
Yeah, like it
well.
understood better, like an AGI. Kind
Yeah.
of how I'm understanding what how you're explaining it. AGI is.
Yeah. AGI is just another person.
Yeah.
So it has its own thoughts. And because it can make its own decisions, that means it would have its own emotions.
Yeah.
Now imagine an AI wife that has its own that has its own decisions and its own emotions, and it can set its own goals. And now you can't even understand robots anymore. Now you have to give it rights.
Women or AI? I'm kidding.
Straight to jail. Cancel.
Yeah.
Dude, my coworkers are watching.
I'm just joking. I'm a car salesman, bro. What do I know?
Yeah.
But why would AI have feelings? Why would we program it to ever have feelings? For it to understand, I understand now. Never mind, you explained it.
Yes.
That's really hard, and the whole point that of if ASI existed, which is the most like highest version of AI,
Mhm.
for anyone to actually understand emotions and like comprehend them better, even mimic them, like showing them. But then it would use them.
That's right.
Kind of sketch.
And it's very sketch.
Yeah. That's more than it just being like knowing it exists. I think like it having emotions is just such a total different like playing field of humans are already so complex. Add Ultron in there in the mix.
Yeah,
and then
give it
it's just, like,
super strength, ultimate durability, insane
all of
intellect.
knowledge. Yeah, all of knowledge, all of computing power.
Yeah. But there's a benefit to this. If they turn into robots, right?
Okay.
It takes a lot of power to do what ChatGPT does. Like I don't know if you've ever heard of like these server rooms that these companies have to run.
I haven't
But
seen
they
it. I
are-
can't imagine it. Yeah, I'm sure.
Dude, it's like having a Costco just filled with GPUs. And it takes a ton of power. I don't remember the actual numbers, and I don't want to lie to you guys about random
Was
numbers.
it a lot?
It was a fuck ton.
Yeah, I can't
It's an
imagine.
insane amount of power, and you need to cool that thing like consistently. Because if temperatures get too high, what does your GPU do? It turns off your PC.
Yep. I can't imagine.
Yeah. So you need to have the proper cooling. You need to have the proper storage space, the computing power. So it takes a lot to actually make something that is like an omnipotent power.
But that's where we're going with the quantum computers. You know, eventually when those get much better and better, now they're pretty big. Or like the cooling system of it is actually massive. Of those like quantum computers that there is, or the supercomputers, whatever they're called.
Quantum computers, yeah.
Sure, but like just how it was 50 years ago.
It's the size of a room.
Yeah, where it's like really big and it's getting really powerful, and then slowly but surely, that'll iPhone 26 is gonna have quantum computing or something like
And
that.
it's gonna be this small.
Yeah,
it's
just
gonna
yeah,
be-
how technology just increased, like how it has in history,
that's a
gotten
great
better
point.
and better.
It definitely will, and I feel like just the growth of AI and the ability for us to have like these deeper understanding AIs really is going to push us to like way faster growth in every direction,
Exponentially. Just,
exponentially. There's remember I mentioned this AI called AlphaFold in the first episode where it solved like a problem that's been around for 50 years.
Mhm.
let's get a little bit deeper into that, right?
Okay.
Because of the AlphaFold newest AI, they have solved 200 million new folds of like proteins and strands. I don't really understand biology if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But it had solved 200 million like questions essentially.
That's a lot.
It's a big number. But let's put it into perspective.
Okay.
How many different questions do you think humanity has solved since the development of this field?
Of this field, what do you mean? AI field?
No, of like
Using our brains.
of protein folding and like making that little structure.
Oh, how many? So
I'll
AI.
put up a picture of that structure if I remember.
Can I hold it too?
Yeah.
There you go.
So this is what the AI is trying. This is what humanity was trying to solve, and one of these gives you an understanding of the protein. And once you know what's in it and how it's formed, that's how you make like medicines and drugs and stuff.
Interesting. So it solved 200 million,
Mhm.
and you're asking me how many I think humans alone has solved?
Yeah, in the entire time in like the last 50 years that this subject has been around.
24. Okay.
You're close.
Oh, okay. Never
For
mind.
someone to
Okay, never mind.
for someone to get
I was-
like a doctorate in this field, like solving one or maybe two gives you a doctorate in this field. And in your lifetime, maybe you do like 8 at most.
Isn't it? I've heard that some might go without doing one their whole lifetimes.
I mean, I don't think they'd be doctors, but yeah,
No, but someone might spend their whole life trying to
probably.
do that and not.
Like the original dude definitely was struggling.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm saying 50 now.
50 it's a good answer.
150.
That's a good answer. I think like 1,500
Okay.
was the number.
That's
So
a little less than 200 million.
a little less. And that happened in a matter of like weeks. So in weeks, this AI came around. But
Take all
shout
their-
out to the guys who made that, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He was this dude who was a chess prodigy as a child. Also, I was
Okay.
watching his biography. Sick ass guy.
Yeah.
He was
Young guy?
he's old now, but he was young when they first started trying to do this.
Okay.
So he was a chess prodigy. He was like in his 20s when the idea first came around. And for the last like 17 years or something, they've been having this yearly meeting of like, guys, please let's figure out a computer program to make this work. And these like tons of research. They had like thousands of people play a game. They came up with a video game to try and get people to be like
And the-
folding it for
And a
them.
lot of people that would play it would figure it out, right?
Yeah, well that also helped.
Yeah.
But,
some of them.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So all of this human effort entirely eclipsed by some AI that came up, did a bajillion things in 1 second, and finished the job.
Take their doctorates away, bro.
No,
They don't deserve
bro,
it, bro.
it's mean. Well, yeah, kind of.
1,000, come on, bro.
Only like 2 of them need it.
This guy needs like 2,000. I mean, 200 million doctorates.
He definitely does. Give AlphaFold and the guy who made it a prize.
Yeah.
And they used multiple different artificial intelligence architectures and like the ideas of thinking. So they had like 2 towers of like a thought process of the AI, and it went through one tower and it went through another, and then like it would cross-reference their data and then reschedule the towers over and over and over again until it looked like it was right. And then it would give it to its like final brain, and the final brain would run that process like 30 times over. And by the end of it, they're like, wow, this is actually something that we can use.
Yeah.
And with that, they're able to develop snake antivenoms from a snake that like you need to extract venom from before
Yeah.
to make that antivenom.
Wow.
And put it in a horse, and then the horse makes antibodies, and then you put that into a human, and maybe the human dies because he doesn't have the strength to actually use those antibodies.
Interesting.
But now they can make a synthetic antibody.
So it was really accelerated.
It's insanely boosted.
And I'm sure it's still going, right? They're
I-
still
I would
discovering
assume so.
proteins. Yeah. Wow. Well, that just shows, I'm sure, a lot in medical field, especially as AI gets even better, how much it's going to help, especially in the medical field.
Like, this
Not
is a
taking
huge
jobs,
tool.
but like in everything.
Yeah.
What is it? Creating medicines. That's a part of the whole protein
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, that opens jobs. Now
Yeah.
people make medicine.
Yeah. Even opens job in like specific AIs for medical fields, whatever it is.
Mhm.
Like if you want to get really niche and like
Yeah.
creating an AI for that specific field,
I think, well, to make an AI first,
like that one, is
you
that
have to have a crazy understanding of the subject to make an artificial intelligence that can run through it. Because programming in AI is just like an insane amount of code. And then utilizing someone else's like ideology or
We
whatever.
could do it, bro.
We can.
Yeah.
I think so. I was trying to make this app, or I was trying to make an AI that would look at an image, tell you what was in that image, like what food was in that image,
Okay.
and then give you like the macro breakdown of that image.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I also realized that's what like my phone apps do. I was like, I wonder how much that costs. So that would cost, if you take 100 pictures a day of food, that would cost, I think it was like $6 a month
For what?
to make a ChatGPT 4.0 mini model
Yeah.
that does that for you.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
it's like
not a
really
lot.
affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that could power like what? Like how many foods are you scanning a day?
I mean, not now, but at time it was like everything.
Yeah.
Where with a little measurement, whenever I was really counting my macros with a little scale, putting
Mhm.
exactly like whatever I'm eating. So time consuming,
It
like
is.
if you think about it. But
I mean,
I
it
can
gives you
imagine how helpful that would being. 1,000 calories. Not.
Wait, this
thank
is
you.
peanut butter?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that kind of app, super cheap.
Yeah. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. And that's thanks to the non-profit company of OpenAI.
Interesting. Sorry, I get confused. OpenAI, ChatGPT, same thing. Company that owns ChatGPT.
ChatGPT is like the M4, OpenAI is BMW.
Roger, makes sense.
Yeah. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
That's artificial intelligence for you. Or at least the weird theories and spacecrafts, witchcrafts.
Witchcraft, AI witchcraft.
Yeah.
You said that's about AI. Like it's the end of
That's
our
it.
podcast, guys. We're not making any more episodes. We just talked
Thanks
about
for watching.
we talked about everything that there is ever to exist.
Well, it's a good thing you mention it because we've got a few more episodes coming up, probably until the rest of ever, until I die
a
at least.
few more. Yeah.
And the next episode that we're going to be diving into, guys,
Yeah.
is going to be artificial intelligence in your everyday life. I guarantee you use it more than you expect.
Yeah, I'm sure. If I just think about it, a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
But that
Look at your phone screen.
you're
Look out of
using it right
YouTube.
now.
A lot.
When you're sleeping, AI.
Your every breath is AI.
Yeah. Alarm clock,
Uh,
AI.
AI.
Yeah, crazy.
It learns your sleep patterns. How does it know when to go off? So yeah, as we learned today, AI is super powerful, but it's just a tool, guys.
Yeah.
You got to know how to use it. You can use AI to make weird videos of you dancing as a different person, or you can use it to make new medicine to save the world and advance us by millions of years.
Or something more important, making banger songs.
Making banger songs.
That's much more important.
It is much more important. It's like having a hammer. You can either destroy this glass or
Throw
punch
it
in
at
the
some-
nail to build a house. Yeah,
Yep,
throw
that's
it
what
at
I
someone.
said. That's what I said.
But thank you very much for watching. Leave a comment down below on what you think AI is going.
Yep.
I hope not Ultron. I really hope not Ultron.
Vision. Let's get Vision.
Vision!
Yeah.
Shout out to Disney for giving us Vision.
Yeah, and handsome actor.
Is that Robert Downey Jr.?
Nah, no. Some British guy. No offense, actor name. I don't know. I just know you as Vision.
I mean, if he's handsome, he must look like you.
Ah.
But yeah,
Thank you
thanks
for watching.
See you guys next week. And check out this video right here. Today, we're going to talk about something special in my heart.
Me?
Hello and welcome to the Keep It Simple podcast, where we make tech make sense. Today, Raf and I are going to be looking into how we do our introductions. Do we need to do the introduction again?
This is it. This is the introduction.